Just give your name and where we are.
My name is Julie Dougal. I'm the Educational Gardener, and we are in the Kaufman Educational Gardener at Dumfries House.
So, Julie, what happens in here?
This garden, as I said, is the Educational Garden. So basically we're growing lots
do that again. Don't say as I said.
Oh, sorry.
Because nobody else heard the conversation before it. Right, okay. So, what happens in here?
We grow lots and lots of vegetables for educational purposes for school children from primary 1 right up until secondary school. It's basically about food education, letting children and young adults know where food comes from, how to sow plants, how to transplant plants, how to harvest plants, and then they do some cooking as well within the building.
Now, why do you think that's so important?
Children need to know, not just children, everybody needs to know that vegetables just don't come packaged in plastic bags from your local supermarket. They need to know that they're actually grown in the ground, how they're grown, and everything is in seasonality as well. It's not that you can just get carrots in, say, March or April. Carrots are now just coming into season. It's like strawberries. Strawberries are coming into season now. You don't want to be buying strawberries in December because they're obviously coming from abroad as well. So it's all about food miles and trying to teach people about that as well, that they're better buying things that they can actually are grown in this country and are in season in this country rather than bring everything in from abroad.
Is there much interest?
There is a lot of interest and children love it, especially when you take them around the garden and they can see things like pea pods that are growing on the plant, and then you say, do you want to taste? And I had one school that was like, no, we don't want to taste, and then one child tastes, and then the next child wants to taste, and the next child tastes, and they taste completely different. So yes, there is a lot of interest from local schools and even schools as far away as Glasgow as well.
It's quite lovely. They're based in...
Both doing great, thank you. It's almost gone. This is the reality of TV.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I've done one before.
It's not so much the edit here, it's when we edit it. What happened? You went airplane, no airplane. And it just sounds weird.
Okay, I think we're good to go again, Ian. Sorry.
Now this sits within the grounds of Dumfries House, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
So does that sit within the ethos of what happens here on a wider scale?
It does. I mean, this garden is fully organic. It's under organic certification, so we're inspected once a year to make sure that we're following all the standards as well. The garden next door, which is Queen Elizabeth, is also, it's not organic, but they follow organic procedures through what they do about insecticides and pesticides and different things like that. So the whole area and the whole estate, which is in all 2,000 acres, about 600 acres of that is actually gardens and woodlands, and the rest of it is farmland as well, which is organic too.
Did you get Prince Charles in here helping you do some weeding?
I can't answer that. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm just teasing. In terms of getting the schools along, I suppose getting the schools along is one thing, but it's continuing that after they leave school, isn't it? Because when they're at school, they're kind of, well, let's say they're forced to come along, but let's say they're encouraged to come along. It's picking that up after that.
It is picking that on after, and horticulture. I mean, I grew up from a very much a horticultural background, and when people are interested in it, especially school children, you can see children that are very, very young and they come in and they're very interested. And what we're trying to do is then get them to take that home so that they can then go home and get, be it their parents, their guardians, their aunts and uncles, actually to become involved with that also. But we do different types of programmes, like a programme called Growing Together, Cooking Together. So schools come out here and they get involved in the garden, but they get involved with the joiners. They take all that back to their school and then they make containers and they grow vegetables at the school, but they also do a bit of hospitality. They go to the cook school, so it's about getting them involved and then taking that back to the school to enable them that they can actually grow things at the school, not in a great big area like this, but in little small window boxes and little small containers, so it doesn't matter how big an area, you can always grow vegetables.
I was very wary of that car, guys.
It's okay because I could see it in the back.
That's okay.
It passed behind Julie ultimately. So.
Right. So, without having a pun, but I can't resist the pun, you're planting that seed of interest, aren't you?
I am planting that seed of interest. Of course I am. I mean, I'm very passionate about what I do, and I like to think that when children come in that I'm actually relaying that passion of what I have to the children as well, and making them very, very passionate about what they do as well.
But is it just children? You get adults in here as well?
We get adults in here as well. We also have supported learning groups that come in. We have a local school that actually have their very own plot, so they maintain that, they look after it. But this year what I've done, because they've not been able to come, I've done that for them, and what I do is I take pictures, send them the pictures so that they know that it's been maintained and things have been planted as well. And then we have like lots of younger groups that come in, adult supported learning as well, that come in and they help maintain and do different little jobs, be it sowing, planting, everything that can be going on.
As you know, they're trying to make Cumnock into Scotland's first green town. Do you think that this fits into the ethos of that?
I think it does, basically because in this area, the amount of people local peoples that use this facility on a daily basis, and people that come from surrounding areas that use it as well, and even from people, the amount of visitors from foreign visitors, I think it's an ideal thing to make it for the green area. You just need to come in and see the vegetables that are growing, the outer estate, what's going on in the outer estate, the facilities that it has, and it's a very therapeutic place to come to as well.
Are you aware of climate change?
I am aware of climate change, yes.
In a sense, I mean, I've seen the results of it. Not are you personally aware of it, in terms of the work that you do, are you aware of it?
Yes, I am aware of it. I mean, we do an awful lot of tree planting on the estate as well, which is a major thing when it comes to climate change, encouraging lots of different things to be planted. A lot of trees are being planted, and there's always something on the estate happening to help with climate change as well.
But do you see change in the things that you can grow or the things that you can't grow, and how the seasons are slightly changing?
The seasons have definitely changed this year, definitely, because this year was a bit of a challenge, as I would say. Then it was very, very cold, very, very snowy to begin with, and then the temperature heated up, then it went back down again. We planted stuff in the garden, and then we looked and it just sat and sat and sat. So yes, the seasons have definitely changed.
How important is Ayrshire to the breadbasket of Scotland? How important is it, do you think?
I think it's very important. Ayrshire's got a lot to offer. This area's got a lot to offer to visitors, not just visitors, to the local people as well. Not just Dumfries House. There's so many other things that are of interest within Ayrshire, and I think Dumfries House has basically put Cumnock on the kind of landmark. It's on the map of what's been done here.
Because you're from the area.
I am.
Are you seeing some changes? Because let's be honest, Cumnock has gone through some, and the surrounding area has gone through some economic challenges in the past sort of 30, 40 years. Are you quite optimistic about its future?
I'm very optimistic about the future of Ayrshire. I think it's a fantastic place to live. I mean, being brought up, as you say, very, very local, and I have seen a lot of changes within this area over the years, and yes, it's just, I mean, I still stay in Ayrshire and I wouldn't stay anywhere else.
That's great. We'll just stop there a minute. Pause it.
Maybe a wee bit of chat about the volunteers that we're going to Vox.
Yeah, we'll go into that. Yeah, we'll do that in a wee second. Wait, you guys stopped a wee pause.
No, we're good.
Sorry.
We're good, Ian.
Okay, so tell me about the volunteers that are I'll try that one again. Tell me about the volunteers that are here today that we're going to talk to.
I have 3 volunteers that help out in the garden. I have Marjorie, who works 1 day a week. I have 2 Toms. One of the Toms comes in twice a week and the other Tom comes in once a week. People will always say to me, your garden looks fantastic, and I say, yes it does, but it's also down to my volunteers as well. Each of them have their own things that they're actually very, very good at. One of the Toms is very good practically, he's very good when it comes to handyman stuff like that. Marjorie is brilliant when it comes to, she does lots of weeding, she does lots of sowing, she does lots of planting. Then we have the other Tom who is very, very communicative with the public, but also excellent in the garden as well. So I couldn't do this without my volunteers.
Oh, you got an easy time with it. You got them doing all the hard work.
No, not at all. No, because when they're not here, I'm still here.
Yeah, you don't have to get the spade out, do you?
I have to get the spade out. I do occasionally.
Well, occasionally. Okay, let's go and speak to them then.
Okay.
Well, now, you want to do
the consent,
yeah. We're not doing the kind of. We always got the COVID pen, so we're getting the habit of not doing the consent. So we'll do it on camera.
Rather than give you a form
to
fill,
sign.
we're just going to
Do it on camera. Okay. This programme is called My Kind of Town for BBC Scotland. Part or all of the interview will be used, edited, and possibly repeated. Are you okay with that?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Okay, we'll cut there. Excellent.